social animals that can't live alone. But you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. I'll be showing you today how I made this beautiful macrame Pinterest style back pillow for my bed. I'm so happy with how it turned out. All you need is these two IKEA rugs, which were £3 each, this inner cushion lining, which you can get two of if you don't have a spare pillow like I did, some rope or macrame yarn. I didn't actually use this black yarn, but you can use it, and obviously you'll need some scissors and a crochet hook. So this project actually took me about an hour and a half, and it cost me about £6 in total. The whole bulk of this is basically using the two rugs, which are actually bath mats from IKEA. They're £3 each, very inexpensive. I would really recommend you guys give it a go. Honestly, it's so rewarding making your own pillows. Like, I've really gotten into it lately, and it's just so inexpensive. So I highly recommend giving it a go. So here I'm literally just lining up the two rugs one on top of each other, making sure that the labels are inwards. So this is basically going to be the base and the majority of the pillow. So here I'm just lining up the corners of my two rugs so they fit nicely together, and for this bit you'll need some macrame yarn, which is basically just rope, and then a crochet hook. So I didn't know how much of the rope to use, so I used I think 3 times the bath mat. Just as a little guideline, I actually used far too much anyway, so you probably don't need to use this much, but just cut it off and kind of estimate how much you're going to use. And then you'll need a tail comb for this, just to puncture some holes through both of the bath mats, just because it's so tough to get like anything through. If you use a needle, it probably you'll end up stabbing yourself, so make sure you're using something like a little thicker, like a tail comb. So the reason we're making holes into the bath mats is so that we can fit this rope through. So I'm going to take my crochet hook now and push it through both the bath mats, then hook a bit of the rope on, and then pull the crochet hook through. Pull the rope through so there is a single layer on each side, and then I am just putting a knot, I'm not sure the terminology here, but just a knot basically, so that the rope doesn't come back through. So what I'm going to be doing is basically sewing the two mats together. You can do any stitch you want, but this is the kind of stitch that I chose just because I thought it was going to be the easiest. So I went to the next hole and pushed my crochet hook through, put the yarn on the hook and pulled it through like we did at the beginning, and I will just be going in and out all the way through and poking holes with my tail comb as I go. So as you can see on this third hole, I'm actually pushing the crochet hook through from the top end and then pulling the rope back through, so it's the opposite way, and this will just be repeated throughout now all the way until the two bath mats are stitched together, and it should look like the rope is going in and out, in and out. So the reason I had the black yarn to start with is because I was going to do like black yarn stitching on either sides, just to create a nice colour contrast. But I decided that the rope, the oatmeal colour, really did go with the pillow and my room a lot better. But obviously you can change up the colour of your stitching. You don't even have to use rope. You could probably use another wool yarn. So when you come to the end of the row and you're at the corner, all I'm doing is what I did at the beginning, where I created a knot in the rope so that it doesn't come loose. You want to create the knot as close to the material as possible. Pull it tight so that the rope sits nicely and it doesn't gather at all, and then cut your rope off. And you should end up with something that looks like this. Turn your pillow around, and obviously we're going to do the same thing but on the other side.
But you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of
And once that is done, you should end up with something that looks like this. I absolutely adore the fringing detail on the bath mats, and I really like how it turned out. So make sure that you keep the fringing as fluffy and out as possible. I'm now cutting some more rope, which is pretty much the same amount as I did earlier, and I'm puncturing some holes through the longer side of the pillow, and we're literally going to do the exact same thing. It is a lot easier on this side because I find that because of the other sides have fringing on it, it was a bit tougher to get your crochet hook through, but this side is an absolute dream. So if you're at this stage, then you should know that the hardest bit is over, and once those 3 sides are completed, the next bit is an absolute dream. So what I'm doing is I opened up my old pillow that I don't use anymore, and I'm taking the stuffing out of the pillow and putting it into my new pillow. You can stuff it as much and as little as you want. I ended up using both that pillow and the inner stuffing from IKEA. The inner stuffing from IKEA was only like £1 or so, so it is very inexpensive if you wanted to buy 2 of those, and I think that would be enough for this size pillow. When you're stuffing the pillow, make sure that you're pushing it to the furthest side away from you and working forwards.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone. But you can live pretty well by yourself.
So you want to close up that side of the pillow now, and I'm just putting a knot in and just doing exactly what we did on the other sides of the pillow for this seam, and you're going to work all the way to the corner but leave a little gap right at the end. The reason why I've left a little gap is so that I can stuff extra stuffing in there to bulk it out even more before we close it. And then we want to close up that little gap once we're happy with the amount of pillow stuffing in the pillow, and we're doing exactly the same as we did earlier, so just tying a knot right in the corner and then cutting the rope off.
So it doesn't matter if I'm there or not, right?
You were just afraid they'd abandon you, so you abandoned them.
Give the pillow a bit of loving, a bit of a push and massage, and kind of just spread out the inner stuffing so that it's reaching all the corners. And then that's pretty much it for the bases of the pillow. This is just decor now. I'm not going into this in detail because macrame is one of those things that you either want to do it or you don't, so I will link a tutorial in the description box if you want a decent tutorial on how to do some basic macrame knots. But what I'm doing is just taking bits of rope and attaching it to what we created with the seams, and then I'm actually working macrame on just half of the pillow. But you can actually just do plaits if you want to. There's so many different options on what kind of pattern you want. You can even leave the whole pillow plain, but this is just the pattern I chose. I kind of just made it up as I went on, and then I plaited a little like kind of halfway point, which you'll see at the end, and it was super easy to do. But yeah, I will link some tutorials down below if you're interested. And this is what I ended up with. This is the final piece, and I am so happy with how it turned out. It is the best back pillow I have ever had on my bed. It is so comfortable and very inexpensive. I really like how like macrame style it is, which fits in perfectly in my room because I have a lot of macrame, and it really fits nicely with my colour scheme of like that oatmeal colour, greys and greens. And yeah, I really hope you have a lovely day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck, and tag me in your photos if you are on Instagram. I will post my Instagram in the description box. Subscribe if you like my content and you want to see more of this type of video, and I will see you in my next one.